So happy Sunday, everyone. Such a nice way to start a day is to start with yoga. And if you can, like Jyotika, to do it before anything else, before breakfast and before we check our email and before we get caught up in the external, to really take time to draw your energy internally and to feel your body. So let's start in a comfortable seated position. Taking the time that you need to wiggle or adjust. And using whatever props you need. And once you've done that, to bring the awareness to your breath. And to breathe into the abdomen. If you'd like, you can even place one hand on the abdomen. And as you breathe, feel a settling in. As you feel your sit bones and legs. And the connection to the earth beneath us. Our mother who sustains us every day through the foods we eat. See if you can release any tension in your legs or your hips. And then becoming aware of your back and spine and the back of your body. Elongating the spine without creating tension. Broadening across the collarbones. And noticing how it feels to sit upright with an openness in the area around our heart. Eyes are soft, facial muscles relaxed. And coming back to the breath. And breathing into your heart space. And when you're ready, we'll gently open the eyes. Bring a smile to the face and interlock the hands. Palms can face towards you. A little bit harder is away from you. You can decide what you'd like to do and to make a circular movement. And we're bringing a smile to the face so that we can remember that we can, even though it might be awkward or uncomfortable, or we become aware of stiffness, we can also enjoy these movements. That not only nourish our bodies, but also help us become more present in the other direction. is helping to loosen the neck and shoulder area. You might notice some internal noises as muscles and ligaments and bones begin to move. And then release your hands and arms, and we'll now focus on circling the shoulders up, back, and down. And really drawing the shoulder blades back. Shoulders up, shoulder blades together, and the shoulder blades slide down the spine. And notice any sensation in your neck. Let's switch directions. Obviously, neck and shoulders are connected. When we loosen the shoulders, it can help to loosen the neck. One more time. And now a neck movement. Inhale upward. Exhale down. Think of your neck getting long, both the back and the front. Inhale up. Exhale down. Move at your own pace. And one more time. And now we'll change to twist from one side to the other, moving at your own pace and exploring the front and back of the neck, sides of the neck, throat. And any kinks in your neck. One more time. And then back into center. We'll come back to the shoulders for one more movement. Elbow circling. Many of the exercises that we do in class actually come from Yoga in Daily Life, the system. They're level 1 exercises. And they're really designed to loosen and prepare the body to be able to do the classical postures of yoga. So they're preparatory exercises and good for everyone. Other direction. You're moving at your own pace and breathing deeply. And then you can relax and release any tension. We'll move into a side bend. So fingertips at your sides. We're going to first reach towards the left side with the right arm. Inhale, reaching over, stretching from your right hip bone out through the fingers. Coming back to center with the other arm and stretching and reaching. Reaching to create that lengthening in the side of the rib cage and in the side of your body. And one more time. And then we'll stretch the side of the neck, isolating the neck, tipping the head to the left. And you might reach your right fingertips away. I find this stretch a little difficult at times. It really gets into a place where I store tension. And other side. And you'll notice that each of us will find certain poses are particularly beneficial because they really reach those places where we have tension built up in our body. And back to center. We're going to do one more movement in sitting, and then we will get into our legs and feet, which have been a little stationary. We'll come into a seated twist, left hand behind, and then turning and twisting, and think of twisting from your belly button over the left thigh and completing the twist with your neck. And then unwind. You'll feel this beautiful sensation when we release a pose. Coming to the other side, the right hand behind, we're turning and twisting from the navel and completing the twist all the way into the head and neck. And then release. So now let's remove any prop. If you are using a prop, you're going to sit with your feet in front, feet apart, and hands behind you. And you're going to move the knees from one side to the other side. And notice the movement in your hip joint. And then let's extend our left leg. Bring the right foot against the thigh or maybe on top of the thigh and move the right knee up and down, isolating movement into the right hip joint. In these positions or movements where we do one side and the other, we can become aware of imbalances in the body. That might be due to having a predominant side, or it might be due to structural imbalances. Let's try the other side. So not to worry if you find one side harder or easier than the other. We're moving the left knee up and down, encouraging circulation into the left hip. And then let's bring both of the feet together in butterfly pose, moving both knees up and down at a pace that feels right. So next, we're going to stretch our toes, coming into a kneeling position with the toes tucked. And some people will need to have the weight in the hands like this. And some of you will be able to bring more of the weight into your heels. You can decide what works for you. And we're really feeling that bend in the toes and the stretch for the soles of the feet. And then release and tap your feet. So now let's inhale, look upward towards the beautiful autumn blue sky. And exhale, sink back towards your heels, head resting towards the ground. And move at your own pace and with your breath. One more time. And now we're going to come onto the hands and knees, and we'll bring the movement into the hip by lifting the right knee and right ankle as far as it will comfortably go and lowering down. And then we alternate to the left side and continue to alternate. And after you complete an equal number on both sides, sink back towards your heels, rest your chest towards your thighs, head releasing down. Coming back onto the hands and knees, we're going to strengthen the abdomen in plank pose. So already, if you push your hands into the floor and draw the abdomen in, there's a lot going on here. So try that, pressing the hands into the floor, drawing the abdomen in, and then stepping one and both legs back. And then drop both of your knees down and see if you can lower so that your chest and your belly touch down at the same time. Turn your head to one side, relax your arms beside you. And we'll try that again. Press back to the heels. Come on to the hands and knees. Press the hands into the floor. Draw the abdomen towards your low back. Step back with your left foot and then your right foot. You'll feel strength building in your arms, perhaps heat building. You can touch your knees down and then see if you can lower chest and belly at the same time. Turning your head to one side, relaxing your arms. So next, we'll bring the feet together, arms beside you, palms facing down, and let the whole body lift on the in-breath. And the whole body releases down on the out-breath. You're going to move at your own pace with your own breathing. Inhale, lifting. You'll hold the position. Exhale, releasing. This next time we'll try a variation. We'll hold the position, but not the breath. So we'll breathe through it and we'll interlock the hands behind the back, reach the hands away from us. You can have your feet on the floor or the feet can lift. You can decide what works for you. Lifting and then breathing. And releasing. And then we'll come into Cobra. Hands underneath of the shoulders, elbows at the rib cage, and draw your shoulder blades away from your ears. Lift as you breathe in. Lower as you breathe out. A few times with your own breath. This time, if you'd like, you can hold Cobra. See if you can take your hands off the floor so you're really using your back muscles. And then release, head down. Relax your head to one side, release your hands and shoulders. And press back to the heels. You might notice the back feels a little bit sore. This is a counter pose to all the back bending we did. So coming on to the hands and knees, we'll come into a preparation for downward dog, reaching the hands forward, and then leaning the sit bones back, and forehead can come towards the ground. We'll come back into child's pose. And next you can do the same position, low downward dog, or you can come into the regular version of downward facing dog. If you're in the version of downward dog where you're stretching both the legs and the back and shoulders, you might want to pedal the feet, bringing one heel to the floor alternately and feeling that stretch in for the calf muscles. And then we'll all find our way into a forward fold. So you can walk the hands towards your feet, or from child's pose, come up into a forward fold. The feet are active, and that activates the legs. It creates tone through the legs. And the inner thighs connect into the muscles of the core. So now we'll roll up into standing nice and slow. The abdomen draws in. You become aware of your spinal column. And the head is last to roll up. And once we're up, let's stretch the whole body, interlocking the hands, reaching upward, palms facing upward, stretching the whole body without losing the connection to the feet. And then relax your hands and arms. And we're going to roll down vertebrae by vertebrae. Arms are loose, head is relaxed. And when you come all the way down, we'll take 5 deep breaths. Your feet are active, toes, feet muscles, arches of the feet. That's creating tone in your legs. As we roll up, we are aware of the abdomen drawing in, and we bring the attention to the back of the body and the spinal column. And once we roll up, we'll stretch again, interlocking the hands, palms facing upward, whole body stretching. And this time, maybe let's lift the heels upward and stretch even the calf muscles and legs. And then lower. So next we'll use our mats horizontally, spreading the feet wide apart, feet parallel to one another, and the knees can be soft and bent. That takes pressure off of the back. Hands on your hips, taking a deep breath in, and then reaching from the chest. Whole body is gonna fold. We're gonna fold forward from the hip joints. And when we've gone as far as we can go, then we can release the hands, release the head. If you need a support underneath of the hands, you can
Grab a brick or a bolster. And here, breathe into your inner thighs. Breathe into the low back. We'll walk our hands towards our right foot. Turn both of our feet. If you want, you can cushion your left knee as you let the left knee relax down. And we come into a lunge position. Lift your gaze so that instead of looking down at your foot, you're looking ahead. Now we're going to switch sides, coming to the other side. So we lift our knee, turn our feet, walk our hands all the way over to our left foot, turn our feet, lower the right knee, and come into our lunge. And then let's lift the right knee, walk it back to center. Take a few deep breaths in our center, in our wide standing forward fold. And then we're going to heel toe so that our feet come back to hip width apart. And just like we've been doing before, we're going to press the feet into the floor, draw the abdomen towards the low back, and roll up into standing. And like we did before, we're going to stretch, but we're going to add a variation. Palms are facing upward, arms reach upward. Now we're going to bend to the left, stretching the right side. Now we're going to bend to the right, stretching the left side. And coming back, releasing the hands. And we're going to work on balance, standing balance. We're going to start with a really easy way to strengthen our feet is to shift the weight and lift the foot. Step, shift the weight, keep your awareness in your foot and lift the other foot. You can continue to do this, and as you get better, you might lift the knee higher and stay a little bit longer. And if you're able to lift the knee, you can also hold the knee and come into this as a pose on each side. So we're going to add some variation here. You can do this with the help of a wall, or you can do it without a wall. But we're going to stand on the left leg and we're going to circle the right knee. Circling the knee up, outward, and down. And we'll try in both directions.
And then we'll switch sides. And again, you can use the help of a wall. We're circling the knee, but it's really about movement in the hip joint. And in both directions. Good. So now we'll do some strengthening in balance. So we're going to stand with our feet hip width apart. We're going to shift our weight to our left foot, hands on the hips, lift your right foot off the ground. And now we're going to tip the body forward as much as you're able. And here you can also use a wall. Some of you will be able to bring the body perpendicular to the ground, maybe with the help of a wall. And then we come back and we switch sides. You're only going as far as it feels right, where you tip the body forward and leg swings out behind you. And you might be able to move in the direction of being perpendicular. But each of us is working within whatever range we're able to do. And you'll do it a few times on both sides, really exploring what is your range and how much you're able to balance on one hip. And when you've done an equal number on both sides, we'll do one more hip strengthening. We've done this before. You're imagining that you're in the center of a clock. You're going to bend your right knee and reach your left toes to 12 o'clock. And then outward. And then behind you. And then over and across. And back to center. And then you'll do the other side. You shift your weight, the knee bends, your right toes reach outward to the side, behind you, across, and back. You'll do it one more time. The more you do these exercises that we've been doing regularly, the more you build strength and the more your range increases. So you just work within whatever range you're able to do. And then we come back to our standing pose, neutral standing pose, mountain pose. Palms facing front. We're going to slow things down, slow down the breath. Arms reach upward on the inhale, crossing one wrist in front of the other. Exhale, the arms slowly release down to your sides. We'll do that 4 times in harmony with your breath. We want to slow down the breathing and increase the pauses between the breath. And that will really help to calm the nervous system, and it will facilitate a very deep relaxation, which we do at the end of class. Beautiful. And now we're going to come down into sitting. If you'd like, you can use the help of a prop so that you can sit comfortably. And we're going to extend our right leg and have our right heel in towards us, turning towards our right leg. And maybe for some of you, it's enough of a stretch just to be here. Some of you might want to interlock your thumbs as you extend. And on the exhale, reach forward and find the right position for you in our one-legged forward fold. And bringing awareness into the back of the leg and also the low back area. And a slow, deep breathing. And then we slowly roll up into our starting position. And then we come to the other side, extending our left leg, turning over our left leg, maybe sitting tall just like this. Or some of you will interlock the thumbs to help bring length to the spine as you reach forward. Sometimes I find it helpful to close the eyes to really focus internally. And now we'll slowly roll up. And then we'll transition into a supported squat. So support can be underneath of the heels or can be underneath of your bottom or both. Some of you might not need support. And if you'd like, palms can be together. See if you can lengthen your spine. Breathe into your squat. There'll be, for some of us, there might be awkward or uncomfortable places in the squat. Really trying to breathe to create spaciousness and softness inside. Good. So now we will come to the front of the mat. We'll do some work for the core. Hands underneath of the knees, leaning back, and then leaning so that the feet come off the floor. And maybe they'll come to the height of the knees, or maybe they'll just come off the floor. And noticing the strength required to keep you balanced. You can come out of this earlier if you're finding it difficult. And then let's all bring the feet down, knees wide. Let the abdomen relax. Take a few breaths. We're going to do a few rounds of this. So you come to whichever variation suits you. Some of you might want to release the hands forward. And then feet down, knees apart, relax the abdomen. And last time. And feet down. So now we will have the hands behind the thighs or reaching out in front as we slowly roll onto the back. And then release and relax the whole body and feel your body and the floor beneath you. Knees to the chest, gently rolling on your back from one side to the other. And next we'll do abdominal leg lifts. Hands underneath, knees together into the chest, reaching upward, lowering down. You can continue in this way, knees to the chest, reaching upward, lowering down, or lifting and lowering with your legs straight. I want you to continue at your own pace. Take a rest when you need, and I'll be back in a quick moment. So if you haven't already completed, then just relax the body for a moment. We're going to continue with work targeting the core and abdomen. And the next one we'll do is bridge pose. With your knees bent, feet on the floor, hip width apart, and walk your heels closer towards your buttocks. Inhale, press your feet into the floor and press the pelvis upward. And as you exhale, lower down. And continue with your breath, lifting and lowering. Next time you lift, let's stay in this position. Breathing with the pelvis lifted, lengthening the thighs, strengthening the backs of the legs and the core. And then gently lowering down. I should have mentioned to keep a prop nearby because I'd like to now do supported bridge pose so we can stay a little bit longer. So hopefully you can find a pillow or a cushion, or maybe you'll have a yoga prop, which we're going to place underneath of the pelvis to elevate the pelvis. This will allow us to stay in bridge pose a little bit longer. And then we're going to reach the arms to the floor behind us. And now we're going to stay in this position and allow for the lymphatic fluid to drain towards the heart. And to enjoy this beautiful supported back bend. Slow and relaxed, deep breathing. You might want to make adjustments to your head and neck as you feel the neck releasing and getting longer. And we'll stay for another half minute. If you'd like, you can count your breath, counting to 5. And then let's bring the arms back besides our body. And lift the pelvis so we remove the prop and lay the back and the pelvis back down. And then bring the knees to the chest as we roll from one side to the other. Next, we're going to do a very deep twist. And if it's too deep, then you can always modify and do a simple twist. So a simple twist is with the knees together, feet together, arms wide, and the knees will fall to the right side. That's the simple variation. If you'd like more of a challenge today, you'll wrap your left leg around your right leg and then allow both the knees to fall to the right side. And you can also use a prop to support you. So you can decide to wrap one leg around the other and then twist, or to do a simple twist. You can look up towards the ceiling or towards the left side. And making any adjustments so that you can be in this position for about half a minute or longer. And to come out of this pose, we can use our hand, our right hand, to help the knees back to center, coming back so that both feet are on the floor. The body is centered. We pause and breathe. Now we'll come to the other side, either in a simple twist, or now the right leg wraps around your left leg and the knees fall to the left side. Head is looking up at the ceiling or towards the right. Breathing is helping us to relax, helping us to stay present with what we feel. Helping us to release the tension that builds up in the body. And then we'll unwind, coming back into center. Knees are bent, body is centered. Take a moment to breathe and relax. And now we'll move into our relaxation. You can gather some props or a blanket, maybe an eye pillow. And let's start with our right hand at the abdomen. Breathing into the abdomen and feeling the movement with your right hand. Feel the whole body relax. And scanning your body from your toes all the way to the crown of your head. And from the crown of your head all the way down to your toes. Breath is relaxed. And body is relaxed. And your mind feels spacious and clear. And now deepen your breath, becoming aware of the sounds that you hear around you. Allowing your head to move from one side to the other. Picking up movement in your hands and feet. And stretching the body. The whole body stretches, the spine stretches. Release with an exhale. And roll over to one side, coming up into sitting. And taking a moment just to feel your body from the inside. To feel into your heart. And to make a wish or offer your heartfelt wishes for the well-being of all. Thank you for joining me on this beautiful Sunday autumn morning. Lovely to practice with you and look forward to seeing you again soon.
Thanks, Farah.
Thank you, Vera.
You're welcome.